What's going on, everybody? Top of the evening to ya. Got my nighttime tea here. Chaga, gotu kola, a few other herbs. I don't really know what's in there. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. Just want to hang out here live with you guys for a little bit. I'm going to try to do some of these live videos a little bit more. This one, just general, hang out, talk with you guys. We'll converse, but we'll get a little more topical with these in the future. But anyway, it's, I hope you had a good weekend. It's getting cold here in the Northwest, rainy. You know, I got my big poofy sweatshirt, raggedy sweatshirt on here. It's hibernation weather, truly. I know some of you guys that follow me on Twitter, you know, I've been getting comments of people wondering if I sleep. Because they notice that I'll start tweeting at like 4 in the morning. And come wintertime, man, my sleep schedule gets pretty weird. I'm usually in bed by like 7 p.m., 8 p.m., up at like 3 or 4. I get plenty of sleep, don't get me wrong. I get my 7-8 hours, but it just it shifts a little bit from summertime. But anyway, talk with you guys live here until my bedtime comes in like an hour. 6 p.m., rolling up quick. And anyway, first of all, before we get into talking with you guys, I'm going to update you on some stuff I got going on too. Shout out to Mace from Australia. Shout out to Mace from Australia. He mailed me something, and just want to say thank you. He does street art. So his street art name is the Blue Art Ninja. And this is dope. He mailed me a cue, and he mailed me a storm. Blue Art Ninja, storm and a cue. So I gotta find a spot for this somewhere here. Hang it. Will it hang over here on the wall? I'll get it up somewhere. Thanks, Mace. Appreciate it. I think he sent this to me like a long time ago. I just haven't checked my P.O. box in quite a while. So if he still watches these videos, he'll probably be pleasantly surprised. And thank all you guys who've been sending me mail and other things like that. Appreciate it. So, yeah, hit that. Smash that like button. Just pound it, guys. Pound that like button. Smash it. Kill it. Don't kill it. Do nice things to it. But, you know, caress it gently. So anyway, what do you guys want to discuss tonight? You know, I'll hang out with you guys here for maybe an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. We'll see. You know, see how tired I get. Oh, J-Dub. How hyped am I for the Dragon Ball Broly movie? Yeah, starting off with a not so newsy conspiratorial topic. Dude, Dragon Ball Z. Okay, we'll start with that because that's a good topic actually to talk about. So, Dragon Ball Z was my favorite cartoon when I was young, right? And I was obsessed with it, dude. Actually, I have... Hold on a sec. Okay, so I was doing some cleaning today, right? And I legit have, like, I just brought this upstairs. It's funny that you comment that, like crazy synchronicities, right? This is some art that I got like a year ago, and I was just cleaning today, and so funny. I want to show you that to you. But anyway, that's funny. I'll watch that new Dragon Ball movie. But if you actually look at that cartoon series, like, there's so much truth that's put in plain sight right there in your face in not only Dragon Ball Z, but like a lot of cartoons and things like that. You know, in Dragon Ball Z, we've got these like, they're literally extraterrestrials. They're Saiyans from the planet Namek, you know, and they come to Earth here and they work with chi, they work with energy, they fly, they like literally ascend, you know, they go from Saiyans and then they power up and ascend into Super Saiyans. Like, it's crazy. All the esoteric topics they have, like, right in your face in that cartoon. And a lot of other cartoons, too. So, anyway, it's pretty funny there. I do want to mention to you guys a few things that I have going on before we get into some other topics. But I've got my website coming up literally, like, later tonight or in the morning. Let me check. Might be up by now. My web guy's working on it. Not quite up yet. But my redesigned website's going to be up ASAP. When it's up, I'll let you guys know. And it's going to be beautiful. I'm going to have products on there. I'm going to have an Orbis product. Very soon, I'm going to have a Orgonite on there that you guys can get. A few other things. You can sign up for my newsletter there, email newsletter, and whatnot. So that's going to be cool. And then, aside from that, what else do I have going on? That's pretty much it. That's really all I wanted to tell you guys in that regard. Patreon, you Patreon folks who've subscribed there, I'll be doing a giveaway soon. New giveaway and some more live chats on there, so you guys can subscribe to Patreon. If you don't, you get access to all that stuff. And then got some other projects in the works too, but those really won't start rolling until next year, so I'll update you guys when those get moving. So aside from that, let me scroll through these comments a little bit. Yellow vests. What do I think about these yellow vests worldwide, man? I just saw a picture. I shared it on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter like 5 minutes ago of this photograph of a lot of yellow vesters on paddle boards. It was a picture of a river in Europe somewhere, I'm assuming, and a bunch of people with their yellow vests on paddle boards. Like, how cool is that? There was like 150, 200 people. It was so cool. And I've heard that yellow vests are selling out around Europe. Some person from Holland messaged me and told me that they tried to go buy yellow vests and they're just selling out like crazy. So start stocking up here in America, right? Start stocking up on your yellow vest before they sell out. Start wearing that thing everywhere. Decorate it, you know. Get a couple Q patches on there. Question the narrative, Q patch, you know. Don't get demoted at your job for wearing that though, or get photographed wearing that. But that's cool, you know, these yellow vests. It's amazing to see worldwide, really. People around the world waking up, and even in Europe, we're seeing photographs of people with like Sharpie Q on their yellow vests and things like that. So it's freaking awesome to see that. But yeah, I'm going to get more shirts up on my site too. Somebody just commented that. I will be getting more shirts up. I have a new print on demand that I just signed up for because I axed Spreadshirt. If you guys remember that video I did a few weeks ago now, maybe a month ago, of Spreadshirt had some just weird symbolism on the homepage of their website, and I saw that and I was like, I can't use this anymore. I'm not using this. So I don't even know if I haven't canceled my account or anything, but I don't know if anybody's bought shirts on that for a while. I haven't even checked it, gone on. So I have a new print on demand service that'll be embedded into my website. I'll start linking that below my videos too once I get the details and all that jazz set up. So there you go, guys. That'll be cool. I'll get some Q shirts up on that. I'll get my logo. You can get a Destroying the Illusion boom punch shirt with that fist. There'll be some other cool ones too that I'll work on. So let's see here. Some people commenting Bill Smith. I don't know his situation. I've heard that he's been AWOL for a little bit. Is he still AWOL? You know, I don't want harm on anybody. That's for sure. So I hope he's okay, wherever he may or may not be yet. I never talked to him personally. I've never chatted with Bill Smith or anything like that. So someone commented Area 51 cargo planes. So I saw that piece of news come out about that huge line of cargo planes. I saw an article on Zero Hedge. It was mentioning how it was an exercise and a drill, and I don't think those cargo planes were over Area 51. So that's something to specify. I think they were elsewhere. But I also, that you mentioned Area 51, did see some posts from 4chan how they were logging a lot of flights around Area 51 the other night, and how there was like 8 different planes in the sky around that area, and they all had to do mainly with electromagnetic warfare, electronic warfare and surveillance and whatnot. And then there was a Warthog. There was a A-10 Warthog flying around too, all at the same time at night, all just kind of hovering around Area 51. So that was really peculiar, you know. A lot of weird stuff going on in our skies with military aircraft. So who knows what they might have been looking for, or if it was a training exercise or whatever the case was. But odd, odd, odd. Let's see. Annual training exercise, somebody's saying. I heard that the line of C-130s was a training exercise. There was like, what, 20, 30 of them? Flying single file is their style. So that was a training exercise, but I don't know about the other event the other night with all the electronic planes, surveillance planes around Area 51. So there's that. Let's see here. I missed a super chat. Oh, thank you for letting me know. Say no to rigid judgmental sleep patterns. Sleep whenever you want. Thanks, Kay. Appreciate that. Absolutely. I roll with the seasons, man. I don't fight it. You know, I'm very in tune with my body. And I think everybody should be, actually. But me personally, I just don't fight it. When I'm tired, I go to sleep. And this happens pretty much every winter. When sun goes down at freaking 4:30 and it gets dark and I get tired, so I go to bed. Then I wake up at 3 a.m. and start tweeting, and everybody's like, Jordan, go to sleep. We need you. And I'm like, I get plenty of sleep, guys. I'm just going to tweet here at 4 a.m. So that's that. Then I go to my gym at like 4:30 in the morning, and I'm the only one there. It's great. Been having a lot of issues getting to my website. The layout is either all over the place or it's down and says error 404. Does that happen a lot? Thanks for the question, Jigsaw. So, a few things to note on that. Number one, yes, the last website I had, the layout was all over the place. It sucked. That's why I'm redoing it. Number two, if you've tried to get onto my website over the last about 48 hours, it has been down. But also, my website's been DDoS'd like freaking literally 10 to 15 times this year. A lot. It happens a lot. And that's why I'm also redoing my website, because I'm signing up with Cloudflare and putting a freaking firewall on that. So my new website coming up will be pretty. It'll have a lot more stuff on it, and it'll be mostly unhackable. You know, they won't be able to DDoS it and take it down quite as easy as they used to. So there's that. Next super chat. Thanks, John. Appreciate it. Has Q ever voiced an opinion on crypto? No. Not to my knowledge, and my knowledge on Q is pretty darn good, so I do not believe so. Whether it's a good thing or a deep state ploy, it's so manipulated. Personally, I can give you a personal opinion on crypto. I'm not going to say it's a bad idea. I have a little bit of crypto that people have donated to me over the last couple of years. But just me personally, like the actual viability of it, as in, can I go to the gas station and fill my car up with cryptocurrency? Or can I go to the store and buy my food with Bitcoin or Litecoin? I'm not in any sort of technologically advanced area where I can do that. So I don't even really worry about cryptocurrency because it's not applicable. It's not integratable into my life. So not yet. I mean, when that happens, when I can go to a freaking ATM and exchange do that, I would love to. I'll totally start stocking up on that. But as of right now, at this very moment, it's not. And really, I mean, I'm a really big picture thinker, and I'm a really forward-thinking visionary. So yeah, a lot of people out there, they love crypto. They're like, oh, we're decentralizing ourselves off of paper dollars and these Federal Reserve notes. And, their sentiment that they proceed from with their interest in cryptocurrency is great. I'm all for it. But me, I'm like, shoot, I want to work for a society that does not need, like, dollars, period. Yeah, we need mediums of value exchange and whatnot, but I prefer bartering personally. And I'm also have my sights set on, for instance, like free energy technologies, things like that, stuff that can rid our need of any kind of currency system. So there's that. Thanks, AV. Appreciate it. Have I dove into the In the Matrix thread on Pacer? So shout out to In the Matrix. He's a Twitter handle that I check pretty regularly when I want any other kind of opinions on Q. It's really funny when the whole Pacer thing started bubbling up to the surface a few months ago, because I was in a bookstore, and it was an alternative bookstore. It wasn't Barnes & Noble with all their shitty books. I was in call it a new age bookstore, but it actually has a lot of, alternative research and conspiratorial books and whatnot. I opened up a David Icke book, and I flipped to a very random page. It was a random page, but it was a page that had all of the Pacer information on it. And I was sitting there for a couple minutes, like going over these pages talking about the Pacers and their involvement in this country in like the late 1800s, and how the Rockefeller and other families were involved with them initially and whatnot, and then the Pacer name just kind of got brushed under the rug after a while. And I was like, oh, interesting. And I was thinking about buying that book, but I never did. And then literally not much longer later, all this Pacer information started coming out, and then In the Matrix really dug into it, which is great. I've combed his thread, which is a really good thread. I haven't dug into his recent interview that he did with War Drummer. I may or may not be able to get to that, only so much time that we have in a day. But I would recommend that thread that I did see, and I mean, his research is great, so I'm sure that interview is awesome. So there we go. All right, we got some questions here that I'm going to spit fire through. Let's see, let me scroll through the comments and go through them quick. What up, Brandon Francis? Big fan. Love it if you gave me a shout out, for sure. Thanks for watching. I like David Icke too. He's compiled a lot of research in his thick-ass expensive books. Not saying I vibe with 100% of what he says, but I don't vibe with 100% of what anybody says, and I don't really want anybody vibing with 100% of what I say, because we're all different humans, right? Let's see here. Resource-based economy, for sure. An economy based on abundance. An economy based on abundance, not scarcity. See, what we have right now, whether it's capitalism or communism or socialism, whatever, even capitalism, it's all based on scarcity. It's all based on resource consumption. And that's the problem. You can only consume so much on this planet before you destroy it, right? We have technologies out there that we could completely change our paradigm with, but also create inexhaustible amounts of electricity. Why aren't we using those? Rhetorical question, but you can answer that on your own. I'm getting lost in these comments. All right, let's see here. Have I seen any chemtrails in the sky yet? At least here in the Northwest, it was really sunny, blue skies a few days ago. There was no chemtrails. There was like a day of them, and now it's heavy rain here. So, seen a few. How about gold or silver? Bartering when you were young and have a talent and energy. I have a couple of silver coins. A couple of silver coins, a little bit. I don't have any gold, though. Let's see here. Much love, Jamie Rockstar. Appreciate it. What do I think of David Wilcock? Man, his books blew my mind back in 2011. And then Synchronicity Key, that one, if you can see it, came out in 2013. That one blew my mind too. He's great. He's a great synthesizer of a lot of different information. But again, nobody has it 100% correct. Everybody's got their own angles that they view things, but he's definitely had a massive impact on me. So, very grateful. I'm very grateful for the work he's done. I've learned a lot, hell of a lot, researching it. Yes, Jeremy, we definitely need free energy. Absolutely agree. We are ruining this planet right now. You know, it's on one hand, it's a good thing that America is becoming independent with their oil production, because then we're not depending on any other nations that could pull the rug right out from under us and then collapse our economy. But at the same time, we got to get off this oil. We got to get off this oil, because we can get off this oil. And if we are wanting to not destroy our biosphere, which would be a good thing, right? Oh, my Q nonsense discredits the rest of the work you do. Oh, geez, Paul. Gosh, Paul. You're really changing the minds of everybody in the comments here, everybody watching this video. Oh my gosh, and you're sure changing my mind with that comment you just put. Hold on. Hide user on this channel. Boom. Who wants to mod for me? Pick a number between 1 and 1,000. If you want to mod for me. Let's see here. Here's a question. What do I think about Craig Sawyer? I think he blocked me on Twitter. I know he blocked me on Twitter. And I don't know. I got questions. I got really big questions for Craig Sawyer. Didn't InfoWars give him like 100 grand or something like that? He's like really tight with InfoWars, which is weird. And then he like appears on the History Channel and the Discovery Channel and all these like mainstream shows, which is also weird. And then Craig Sawyer was like really quick to discredit the Veterans on Patrol group and the whole Tucson incident earlier this year, which was also really weird. So I got questions. I'm stroking that pondering beard. All right, let me go through these numbers and see who got it or who came close. The number that popped into my head was 854. Love and light. ETs are not demons, Isaac says. Thanks for your support, Isaac. And I would semi-agree with you because, I mean, there's shadow entities and negative beings, archonic entities out there that, yes, do live off of negative human energies, off of fear, you know. And depending on your upbringing, depending on really where you came from birth, if you were, for instance, born into a Christian family or a religious family, you might call them demons, but, you know, I'm going to call them something else. Becomes difficult. English is a bitch. Let's be real. English is a bitch to use because it's an ugly Germanic language and it's very difficult to vocalize many of these very abstract concepts with a language like English. So when we're talking about extraterrestrials, or when we're talking about God, or when we're talking about the ether, or when we're talking about torsion physics, or when we're talking about gravity, or when we're talking about so many of these different things, right? It's so tough. It's very tough to do. And half of a conversation oftentimes is just trying to figure out where the other person's coming from when they say one word. Because one word can have so much different connotation or different experience behind it. So it's tough. Anyway, I totally got lost in choosing a mod there because, yeah, comments just shoo, and I get lost with them. But here, Graham is checking back in on the mod thing, so I'm going to make him one. Aliens are fallen angels, demons are disembodied spirits. See, it's not that simple. A lot of people just like to throw out like aliens are demons or aliens are fallen angels or something like that. It's not that simple. I mean, again, and there's the vocabulary thing, like fallen angels. What does that exactly mean? Well, does that mean the extraterrestrials that came to this planet a few million years ago and started tinkering with human life? Well, could be. And what, you know, that's only one group of non-terrestrial beings. You could have all sorts of different ones out there. You could have Pleiadians and all sorts of different beings. So you can't be so simple with it. They're very complex topics that you can't just, and that's why Twitter is tough. You only get 280 characters, so Twitter's difficult to verbalize a lot of these things. But also on my website, I'm going to be doing blogs, so I'm very excited for that. I'm excited to start writing more. I'm going to get into writing, and excited to do that because during my day, I get up early, like I mentioned to you guys, and then I usually knock out a video first thing in the morning, and I'm done with it by like 8 or 9 a.m., and I'm just sitting there like, what am I going to do the rest of my day? And I do a lot of reading and research digging and stuff, but I want to spend a lot of that time that I just dick around on social media with and actually write stuff with. So be a lot more productive that way. And I feel like that will not only help people more, because sometimes people just don't want to watch things. It's easier for them to read things. And not only that, but it will help me form my thoughts about a lot of this stuff better because I'll be researching, writing, and whatnot. So anyway, be on the lookout for that. All right, back through here. Let's check a couple of these super chats. So EarthLover37, appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for being me. It's what I try to be. I try to be as much of myself as I can so everybody out there will be more of themselves. That's pretty much the goal, right? Let's see here. KSFS 09. Did you graduate in 2009? That's when I graduated too. What's the Luciferian agenda? Is Lucifer and Satan the same? Are they true entities? What about the God of the Old Testament and aliens? So, that's a lot of big questions. The Lucifer and Satan thing, I'm sure we could get into all the nuances of that. Frankly, to me, I don't care what someone believes in. I don't care what they name their God. I just look at their actions. I don't give a shit what they label themselves as. You can call yourself a Christian. You can call yourself a Muslim. You can call yourself a Jew. You can call yourself conservative. You can call yourself... I don't care. I don't care what you call yourself. I just look at your patterns of behavior. And if you are saying things, but not just saying things, of course, acting it out properly, benevolently, service to others type of human being, great. That being said, a lot of our political figures that we have right now, popular names out there, household names, a lot of them are Satanists. Pretty easy to see, and they are evil people. So, not to say that everybody out there that claims to be a Satanist is an evil person. Some people just kind of get caught up with the belief system. They're like, oh, all this black clothing and these pentagrams look cool, so I'm going to wear that stuff. And then they call themselves a Satanist just to, find a group to fit in or whatever. But, at least when it comes to like heads of state and stuff like that, most of those Satanists are pretty weird people that shouldn't be on this planet, in my opinion. And then you get into the Luciferian thing, and it's like, oh, Luciferian, the light bringer, oh, that actually means the good guy and all this. And I'm like, again, I don't care what you call yourself. You can believe in whatever you want and believe whoever's the good guy. I don't care who you believe the good guy is. What are you doing right now? What kind of choices are you making? How are you acting in this moment to, are you serving yourself or serving other people? That's basically it. That's how I look at humans. Are you serving yourself or are you serving other people? It's that basic, okay? So you don't have to get caught up with the labels or the books or this or that. Just service to self, service to other. That's really it. For me personally. Humaning is hard. Am I New Age Illuminati with my pyramid? Ooh, Lynn. Is that a well-intentioned question? I hope that's a well-intentioned question, because not going to lie, it sounds a little shilly. There. This is just Orgonite. It's not even New Age, because the person that developed orgon science was Wilhelm Reich, and that was like 100 years ago. Not new at all. And am I Illuminati? That's the stupidest question to ask ever. And, orgon, man. It's fascinating stuff. Orgonite. I'm going to start making orgonite too. Another thing I'm going to put on my website, Orgonite. Super stoked for that. But yeah, Orgonite. Cool stuff. Oregon. Amazing science. Looking to Wilhelm Reich. No, I'm not Illuminati. What do I think of Roger Stone? Is he a white hat or a black hat deep state plant? He just appears on InfoWars a little too much for my liking. And if you guys remember when I appeared on InfoWars about a year ago and they wanted to ask me a bunch of these questions about Q, and then they very conveniently tried to swoop up that Q narrative for themselves and then shunned me away. Never had me talk about Q on their platform ever again. Roger Stone was instrumental in that, so I don't know. He does weird things that, again, I stroke my pondering beard for. It's like he tries to cozy himself up to all these political figures just to do what? I don't know. All right, let's see here. Thank you, Diana. What can I tell you about the Centurions and the connection to the fights in Paradise City? I can't tell you anything about that, quite frankly. You're going to have to go... Apparently, David Wilcock was on Edge of Wonders channel the other day. I haven't seen that yet. So, I got nothing for you. Apologies. Let's see here. Quailapele! What up, KP? Hey, man. I need to make it out to the Big Island to see you one of these days. Maybe in a few months here, once I start getting really sick of this gray weather, I'll come out and see you. But anyway, I don't know what you've been saying, but I approve of your saying it. Thanks, man. It was good meeting you back at Contact. You going to be at Contact again this year, KP? Let me know. Let's see here. Have I been on Jimmy Church Fade to Black? If not, why not? I was only on Fade to Black for like a brief moment when he was at Contact in the Desert earlier this year doing his broadcast from the conference. So he was having the people that were there just come on for a sec, and then, you know, he was rotating through everybody. So I was just on it for like a brief second. But other than that, I haven't been on Fade to Black. What about Gaia? Yeah, I was on Gaia. You can search my name in their database. I was on George Nuri's show a year and 2 months ago, September of last year. And it was, they didn't want me talking about WikiLeaks. Where'd my, oh, there it is. I wanted to talk about WikiLeaks and Seth Rich and John Podesta's emails and all that stuff and Pizzagate, and they didn't want me to. So that was funny. Talk about limited Hangout. I like Gaia. I still have a Gaia account, you know. Watch their shows time and again. But yeah, they're not for full disclosure, that's for sure. Would I do an interview with Edge of Wonder? Heck yeah, I've been meaning to. I've been meaning to do an interview with them and get them on this channel. Or me on their channel. You know, those guys are cool. I met them a month ago in DC on 11/11 there at the Disclosure Fest event. And those dudes were really cool. And their channel, man, it's like, I'm kind of in shock by their channel. Like, I thought I grew fast and was doing like cool stuff on YouTube, but then I look at their channel and I'm like, oh my God, like their production values is absurd. Granted, they have a team of like multiple people, like a video editor and a graphic designer and whatnot, and this channel is like just me. So, but they've got 200,000 followers or subscribers on their channel in like a year, like under a year. I got 100,000 in under a year. They got 200,000 in under a year. It's like crazy, but I'm like, shoot, if that's what better production value will do for you, I'm like, I need to get on my game on this, you know? I've been slacking. They've got like a pretty banner and this like Photoshop graphic designs of themselves. And it's like, it's awesome. Shout out to Ben and Rob, Edge of Wonder. And whoever narrates their videos, man, it's a cool voice. Let's see here. Think I should write a book about the natural health tips you give on your website. I'm going to be doing more videos on health. My goal is to do about one a week, just whether ranting or a whiteboard video or something like that, or even like a live one here on some sort of health topic. That's my goal. Like I said, I'm going to be doing more blogs, written stuff, so I'm sure I'll incorporate some health information in there. But yeah, whether it's a book, whether it's actually not a book, something I've been dreaming up in my head is doing a digital product. So rather than writing a book, I would just do a whole set of videos, multiple videos on multiple topics that would be, hours and hours long, maybe throw a couple lectures in there, things like that, and package that together all neat and nice for a digital product that you could just purchase from my website. Because the problem with a book is that I already know myself. If I write a book on health, it's going to, number one, take me like forever to do. And number two, I'm going to be a super perfectionist with it, and it's going to take me even longer to do. And so it would just, and talking sometimes is a lot easier to convey points and information across with. So, maybe that digital product would just be like 50 whiteboard videos from me or something. And put that in a digital product on my website. But yeah, I'm definitely going to incorporate a lot more health information somehow on this channel or through my website, just through what I'm doing, because it's crucial. I mean, without well-functioning bodies, we're not going to have well-functioning minds. It's just plain and simple like that. And unfortunately, because our media is so compromised, and not just that, but our education system is so compromised that we are literally we're so ignorant. We're so ignorant on how our bodies literally function. We're so ignorant on how to feed our bodies and what not to feed our bodies. And we're so ignorant on how to frickin' read labels, like literally label reading on our food. There's a science in and of that, I could do a 5-hour YouTube live on just how to label read and what all the little ingredients mean and stuff. And we're so ignorant on how to move our bodies. Posture, basic human biomechanics. Like, that stuff fascinates me actually. And the link between our bodies and our minds as well. Like linking up your posture to your emotional health. You can look at somebody and see how they're carrying themselves and see the sort of muscular imbalances they have. And that says a whole lot about their mental state. Wilhelm Reich, who we were talking about. Wilhelm Reich did so much study on that. He was literally studying, I think in his character analysis book, he was writing about how basically the archetype of posture formalities. So you can look at somebody and different emotional states will manifest as different postural imbalances. So people will carry themselves differently based upon how their brains operate. It's like an archetypal thing. So this emotional state will usually have this sort of posture. This emotional state will have this sort of posture. I think he went through like I can't remember. If I try to make something up now, it'll just be bullshitting you. But he labeled each one. He had like 4 or 6 different ones. And so it's fascinating stuff. I don't think Jordan is married. I'm not married, and I'm not dating anybody from Texas. No. What's the update on the doxing drama? Huh. No, I didn't dox anybody. I didn't dox no one. I shared what was publicly available information, and it was not illegal. To illegally dox, you have to share information that is either a home address, home phone number, or that can be used to steal an identity. I did none of that. I just shared the real name of an individual who was trying to hide behind this false facade on the internet and lie about a bunch of stuff. Literally lying and sharing disinformation and just like being a cyberbully. He's being a cyberbully for like a year. So somebody found and dug up his real name somewhere, and I was like, holy shit, that's his real name. So I hit retweet, and apparently everybody thought I was doing illegal things and I'm like unethical and moral and I'm an asshole now. But nope, I don't feel guilty. It's funny. It's hilarious. I'm like, man. And they tried to like blame me and say that I was doxing a health professional. But yeah, so professional to lead a double life on the internet and lie and smear, right? No, his patients have a right to know what he was doing, because that is like weird in the head to do. In fact, he's putting himself in danger. Let's see here. Where do I get my Ormus from? Kevin Hay. Shout out Kevin Hay. Vancouver Island Ormus. That's where I get my Ormus from. And I'm going to be basically rebranding it, putting it on my website. Thanks, Mark. I was an asshole before. I'm just intense. I'm like an intense individual. I'm a Scorpio, man. And I don't know. I'm not an asshole. Oh man, shout out to the mods. They're getting quick. Jeez. Let's start our own chemtrailing with weed smoke. It's funny. Mooch said Q is real, and you'll be blown away when you find out who he is. Yeah, man, I heard about that, and I'm bummed. Frankly, I am bummed that I didn't go to that American Priority Conference this weekend. The organizer of that invited me a couple months ago because they were going to hold a QAnon panel, and then about a month ago, they started getting heat in the media for holding that panel, and there was going to be a couple of very important people that were going to back out of that conference because he was going to hold a QAnon panel. So unfortunately, that sort of pressured him into having to cancel the panel so his whole conference wouldn't crumble. And I mean, that's the power of the media. That's how they do it, you know. All mainstream media, alternative media, all this stuff, all they do is run their propaganda, run their disinformation, and it does things like that. But anyway, they had to pull the panel, bummed me out. I was contemplating if I still wanted to go or not. I'm like, it could be good to network with and just be there, but I just been feeling a little burned out lately, so I decided to stay home. And shoot, though, God, looks like so much cool stuff is going on there this weekend. And Dustin's there. Would have loved to meet Dustin and Craig. Just informed Talk Craig, but didn't go. Heard cool things are going on though. Scaramucci talking about Q. Apparently he tried to say he wasn't, but then some people there confirmed that he was. So it's just kind of weird, like the details surrounding it. But nevertheless, Politico reported on it. Some other media reported on it that Scaramucci did mention Q. And he said, like you commented there, you'll be surprised when you find out who he is. Which, the way Scaramucci said that, it makes it sound like Mooch is implying that it's one individual, but think of the situation that he was saying that under. He probably didn't really realize he was being listened to, and it was at a conference, so he was probably talking really fast, as he does. So I just don't think he really meant to say he, and I'm not taking the he thing so literally. I do still think it's multiple people, you know, as per Q posts. Less than 10 have the full scope of the operation in their understanding, and 3 are non-military. So that's how I'm taking it to be. And as I've said before, you know, it's just more clear to view Q as being an operation. If you view Q as an operation, not a person, not an individual, not a group, but Q is an operation, it just makes a lot more sense that way. Because it is, you know, Q was an operation they did. So Think of it that way, Some people know the full scope of this operation, and then, of course, understanding how compartmentalization works within the military, everything's on a need-to-know basis. So they designate out different tasks, whether it's surveillance or data collection or an operative on the ground going to do something, Those guys have no idea they're running ops for this Q team, but that's exactly what they might be doing. So it's you could have hundreds, if not thousands, of guys out there running operations for that core Q team, and they have no idea. Just go do this. You don't need to know. Just go do it. Okay? They do it. Bring back the data or the mission accomplished type of thing, and boom, there you go. That's how Q gets shit done. And that's it. I mean, you could have a core group of 5-10 guys, and they could be running a massive operation from that core group. It's the way compartmentalization in the military works. In the military itself, like precise military planning, as Q keeps saying, right? You don't really need time travel technology to be doing the crazy stuff they're doing, Have faith in human ingenuity. Humans are amazing people when they really apply themselves and can do amazing things. So that being said, I wouldn't doubt if they have some sort of, I don't know, maybe quantum or looking glass technologies that they're using, but that's just speculatory stuff. Nonetheless, it's an operation, a few guys, doing some pretty darn cool stuff. Oh shoot, I'm missing some super chats. Sorry guys. Can I go through old ones? Crap, they go away once the time's up. Anyway, let's see, what else can we get into here for the last few minutes? I think we should yellow vest up all over the world. Morning dew. Oh, Sunday pun day, man. Puns are my favorite jokes. They're good. Dad jokes. Morning dew, DEW. Morning directed energy weapons. Yes. That coffee in the morning, directed right into my gut, right? Give me some energy. That's a morning DEW for you. Yeah, I'm gonna order me a yellow vest, man. It's gonna be what I wear in every single video I do. There's patches all over that shit. Regarding Q, do I ever think it'll become known to all asleeps to about the shadow war against the deep state? Absolutely. I think absolutely it'll become known to all, That Q is going to be asked very soon to POTUS. It's got to be. And I do believe that everybody will know. Now, that being said, will we ever know who is that core group that's running Q? I wouldn't doubt if we never know, It wouldn't surprise me if we never figure out who that core Q group is. But I do believe that, yes, absolutely, the public's going to have to know, because that's a crucial part of the plan, the operation, is confirming Q to the masses and letting them know that, holy shit, there has been this shadow civil war for 1 year, 5 year, 10 years, 50 years going on with this deep state, So it's the confirmation to the masses and validation for those following it, believing it, is very important. Because then, when it does get confirmed to the public, that's when something very important is going to happen. You're going to get all the people who have been following it for the past year and 2 months, and the ones who have been shouting it from the rooftops, getting ridiculed the whole time, You're a crazy Q believer, you're a crazy Q believer, Q's a LARP, you're crazy. And then Trump confirms it. What's that going to do? That's going to make all your friends and family, or all my friends and family, or, the people who have been listening to these Q believers and Q followers shout it from the rooftops, they're going to instantly go, oh my God, he was right. Oh my God, I got to listen to him now, because this person knows some shit. So, and then Great Awakening gets exponential. Whew. Once that moment hits, I've been thinking about that too, right? When that shit hits the fan, whether it's arrests, like big time arrests of the household names, or the Q gets asked and Q gets confirmed, Literally, we are not going to be able to keep up. It's going to be so difficult to keep up with the ensuing just ball that's going to roll, the dam that breaks, you know. It's we're gonna just have to like go live on this channel and leave it live and just like sit at my computer here and read you guys what's, or there's gonna be a lot of channels doing that, right? It's like every channel is just gonna be live instantly. It's overload the bandwidth of YouTube and just crash it. That's actually something to think about there. But yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be nuts. Some of you comments, I swear to God, I'm not even gonna read them, but they are making me laugh. Don't worry. I see some of your jokes. I see some of your jokes. And people on the internet, man, just make me laugh so hard. 8chan, like, oh my God, not just the brilliant minds that are on 8chan, but the way their brains operate humor too. Like it's amazing. It makes me laugh so hard. Trump never denounced Q. There you go. You would think, with how much Q has been in the mainstream media, how much heat it's taking, and how potentially, I'm not saying it does make Trump and the MAGA movement, or whatever you're going to call it, look crazy, but potentially look crazy if it was fake, right? Why wouldn't he denounce it? Why wouldn't he just say, oh, Q, that's crazy shit? God, that's like the most logical question right there you could ask. But he hasn't, because it's real. None of the fake news wants to ask him because they're too scared, or they're just dumb and don't believe it, or they're blackmailed, or they're being threatened not to. Tribunal soon. Hey, that executive order goes into law, or goes live, goes active January 1st. The martial law executive order. So I think it's all getting lined up. And you notice how much shifting is going on right now too. I see a comment on the JFK Jr. thing. I'll get to that in a sec. But you see how much shifting is going on right now with all the people around Trump. So John Kelly, out. Who else? Dunford, Chief of Staff, out. Those are two Marine generals right there. Lots of shifting. Of course, next Attorney General, William Barr, is be there in a little while. So I think this is all preparation for next phase of the plan being in action. Not saying that John Kelly or Dunford are like out and gonna go home and be able to sit on their couch and they're like done and retired now. No, they could be very well being moved into some sort of, I mean, shoot, those two guys could have been in that core group of Q. Maybe, you know? But now that they are moving away from their positions within the administration, what's the next phase going to be? Are they being moved into a more operational or some sort of different position, different role for the next phase to occur, right? These are very big things. Like these movements, all these Marine generals around Trump. I mean, this is in the very beginning of the Q drops. This is a very crucial thing to look at. All these Marine generals around Trump, you know? And you look at the Marines, it's a Department of the Navy. Oh, wow. How, this is just interesting from my point of view and my research, because I've researched the secret space program stuff a lot. Navy plays a big part. Seems like the Navy wants to disclose things, right? So these Marine generals around Trump, wow. And admirals too, right? I mean, Admiral Mike Rogers saying, hey, Trump, we're going to hook you up with all this NSA data. It's like, wow, start to see these connections, these potentialities start to surface. But anyway. I'll do a couple more questions. Then it's probably bedtime for me. Dinner time, then bedtime. Let's see here. Any place to confirm how many indictments have been opened? I'm not too sure, actually, on that question. I followed DA Martin 32 on Twitter. He's been a good source to keep up with the sealed indictments, and I think on there he has a place where you can go check how many have been unsealed. He has a link in some of the posts he put, but other than that, have I had experiences with non-human beings? Not physically in the room, but I've seen craft in the sky, seen UFOs in the sky plenty of times. Those sorts of experiences. Jordan for president. Not right now. Would not want that job right now. Being honest. Let's see here. Pence, a few comments on Pence. Quite frankly, I have not much to say on that. There's been a lot of stuff on Pence going around lately. A lot of theories, ideas, but I just haven't looked into it too much to put myself behind anything. Oh yeah, JFK Jr. Frankly, I don't even think about it. I don't even think about it during my day. It is intriguing. I mean, there's a lot of pieces of data out there that people are digging up and trying to connect. There's, wow, okay, that's interesting, you know. Name of his magazine and, you know, this and that. But for me, it's such a touchy speculation that it could be very easy ammunition for the Q naysayers to use against us. So I don't talk about it. And not only that, but I see a lot of people out there running with it as if it's true, as if it's like absolute truth, undeniable fact, and that's not the case either. It's not fact. We don't know. We aren't sure, right? We have all these connections you can make for sure, totally, right? And the more you research it, and of course, never forget confirmation bias, right? But yeah, you can probably connect all sorts of things if you want. But again, are we sure? Are we sure? So that's why I don't talk about it. I mean, enough people are out there talking about a lot of different things that I'm gonna, you know, I have my own interests, my own niches. I try to really go into the stuff that people out there aren't talking about, you know. I've always been the kind of person when we have the crowd going this way, I'm going to go this way. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, find another person out there that's talking about like Q and space and health like I am, you know. There's a lot of Q folks out there, and they're doing their Q thing, which is great. And I'm going to continue doing it too, but there's a lot of other interests I have, you know, and a lot of people come to me and they go, you know, oh, Jordan, you're not talking about this. Does that mean you're a shill because you're not talking about this subject? Or you're not, you know, or they'll send me something and they'll really want me to talk about it, that one subject. And I'm just like, I might not know too much about that, or I just don't have an interest in it, or, you know, just because I don't research this or talk about this, that doesn't mean I'm a shill. That just means, well, maybe I don't talk about it because I don't know too much about it. Or I'm just not that interested in it. Like, great, you're interested in it. You go talk about it then. Like, you do a YouTube channel or something like that. It's just the expectation that people have blows my mind sometimes. I'm just like, oh my God. Like, you're literally getting angry and upset and calling me names because I won't do what you want. Like, how? That's bad. Let's see here. Boom. Do I practice daily meditation? Probably one of the last questions I get to. Do I practice daily meditation and grounding after researching all this heavy shit? Absolutely, my friend. I should do a video on that question, shouldn't I? So I get that question a lot, actually. Every day. For sure, every day. I've been meditating more lately, and it's been good. I exercise. That's a meditation for me. Exercise daily. Even if I don't feel like it, I still go. You know, I still have the discipline to just go because I know it's good for my brain, even if I don't feel like lifting is heavy that day, or even if I don't lift, maybe I just sit there and lay over the foam roller at the gym. Definitely. Or sometimes I go to the soccer field, or sometimes I go run, or yeah, there's a lot of daily practice I do just to frickin' deal. I've been taking baths lately, actually. It's been great. I've been taking Epsom salt baths. I took one today this morning. And I was literally in it for like an hour, and it was fantastic. So sometimes a lot of that like rapid fire tweeting I do, I'm just like tweet after tweet, that's me in the bath. Just like, I got nothing better to do. How can I afford to live? YouTube doesn't pay very much. That's funny you say that, because literally the last 10 videos of mine have all been demonetized. It's been a bitch when that happens too. It sucks. It'll be monetized for the first like 500 views, and then it'll demonetize for the rest like 80,000 views. It's so stupid, which is, leaves me with nothing. So that's why you see some sponsors on this channel time and again. They're just helping me out, so I'll help them out. If it's a good company, if I like them, if they're good people, then yeah, I'll take a sponsor up for sure. And so that's why you see that on occasion. And I have the Patreon too. And I also I speak at conferences. I have 4 lined up for next year, for 2019 so far. So I do that, I do various things to keep myself moving and going. And I don't live outside my means as well. You see me with this raggedy sweatshirt. This is 10 years old. This was gifted to me. This hat was gifted to me. I bought this at Goodwill. This was $5, this bookshelf. Both of these were gifted to me, these posters. That shell, I don't think you guys can see the shell. That shell on top of the bookshelf was $2 at Goodwill. Hey, don't underestimate Goodwill, man. Yeah, so for sure, a lot of stuff I just pretty much, I don't buy shit, man. Truly, some people are like addicted to buying and shopping. It's like a rush for them. Me, I'm the complete opposite. I have an aversion to spending money in a store. So I'll walk into a store, could be Home Goods or whatever the heck, and I'll grab something that would be helpful for my house, but I don't need it, right? Like it could be, what's an example I could say for you guys? So like for my shower, like the hanging thing over the shower head that holds your, shampoo and soap. I could totally use one of those. It would be so helpful. I wouldn't have to keep my soap on the floor anymore, and be very convenient, right? But every single time I go into the store, I'm just like, I don't buy things. I'll have it in my hand, or I'll have it in my cart, and I'm just like, I don't need it. I don't want to spend money, and I put it down and I walk out. So I just don't buy things. The only thing I spend my money on is food and like technology stuff to do this. But other than that, nothing. Or traveling. But even then, like a lot of the traveling I do, and I see some shills say this sometimes, like, oh, how does Jordan get to go all these places? Oh. When you go speak at conferences, they bring you there. So that's how I do it, Most traveling I do, it's comped. So, geez, those shills, they're just spreading all their misinformation. But that's why authenticity shines, and YouTube live videos help. So I can tell you guys what the truth is. Shell for shill, shell for shill, right? I can see him standing on the side of the road, like with one of those signs that says, "Will internet shill for money?" Do that outside of the CIA headquarters or something like that. Will internet shill for money? That'd be a good comedy skit. Oh man, Max Spears, super soldier experience is mind-boggling. Yeah, man, Max Spears. He was very real. He was very real. He was very sincere. He was a very good guy. He passed away in the middle of 2016. And by passed away, I mean probably suicided. And go look into it. Go look into it. His story, his testimony. R.I.P. Max Spears. Will shill for Will shill for shekels. That's what the sign should say. Will shill for shekels. Let's see here. Somebody had a comment on Organite. Yeah, the Organite that I'm going to make. So I mentioned that earlier. If you're new to this live stream, I'm going to start making Organite, put it up on my website. It's going to be up soon. It's going to be really cool. It's going to be really cool. I'm going to try to make it like cosmic looking Organite. Make it look like a freaking galaxy in there. And then I'm going to see if I can get fancy with it and like make them light up. They're like glow, like nightlight Organite. Woo. Sounds catchy. Nightlight Organite. It's like cosmic. I'm going to try to make them myself, so that'd be cool. Publish a book. That is on the drawing board, on the drawing whiteboard. Yeah, that'll probably be, I want to have that out maybe within 6 months by the summer. Because summertime is when a lot of the in-person events and the conferences happen. So it'd be really nice to have some sort of, even if it was small, even if it's not that big, but just something on the Great Awakening. I just kind of want it to be general, incorporating a little bit of my story so people can get to know me a little more with a lot of information, just a little bit on a lot of stuff, big picture perspective. So that is definitely a goal. And other than that, I'll take like a couple more topics we can get into. Let's see here. I would like to read your Secret Space Program ideas. Where do I find your writings? For now, go follow me on Facebook. I've been writing a little bit more on Facebook, so you can go follow me there. But when my website's up, I'll shoot that everywhere. I'll post it on my Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and everything, and there'll be a lot of writing on there. And I'll be doing quite a bit of writing on the SSP on my website too. So there's that. Murphy, thanks Murphy, grabbing above Majestic, watching that. Thanks Harbor Girl, appreciate the help there. But yeah, thanks for grabbing the movie and appreciating it, watching it. That's really going to be one of the next fun big projects for 2019 is going to be my Q documentary. So there's that. What's the word on RFID chip implants? I don't know what the word is, but I'm not going to read it. Reject those things. Cancer treatment, I'll probably do a video on those soon. Just like a general, like, here's a bunch of options. Gerson Rife, Hoxie, different ones, Bugwig protocol. Somebody writes to me on Facebook quite a bit. Christy, you mean messages? If you mean messages, it might filter them. I get a lot of my messages filtered on Facebook. It's kind of annoying. Have I ever thought about making my own map? Don't really know what that means. Thoughts on iodine? We need it. Just make sure you get it from a quality source. I don't typically supplement too much. I eat a lot of foods, and I would highly suggest that you take spirulina or chlorella as a supplement because they're super good for you. And both of those have a lot of enzyme or a lot of iodine in them. Oh, my own Q map. My own one of maps of these. Oh, it makes sense. There you go. You're watching those behind my head. I'm not a graphic designer. Like, I don't have those kind of skills. What up, Noah? You can definitely get a shout out for sure. This one was made by a dude. His name's Dylan. Deep State Mapping Project. Google it. This one is called, the pink one over here, this one's called The Great Awakening Map by Champ. I've met Champ before. I met him down in LA earlier this year. I haven't met Dylan yet. But anyway, they're both super cool. Both these maps are super cool. This one, Dylan's map, was featured in the Washington Post before and one of their Q hit pieces. And this map is really cool as well. So let's see here. A lot of people, envelopes. What do I think were in the envelopes? Those envelopes that they all opened up and Clinton and Biden, fell out and they were looking at. Frankly, I have no idea. Regardless, though, I mean, Jeb Bush's reaction when Laura Bush showed him the thing, he was like, went from smiley face to real quick. And some people were saying it was a closed caption television photograph of one of their bunkers or hideouts being raided. Could have been. Makes sense when you look at the situation involved. His reaction and her shock, and it even looked like a Secret Service agent, like leaned over to give it to him. So what a place to do it, though, and do it on camera purposely right there so we would see like that. And that sends a message, like, imagine from the alliance perspective, the background perspective, behind the scenes, I mean, that sends a message from the good guys to the freaking bad guys, right? If Jeb Bush and the Bush family are getting served with something right on camera, wow. A lot of buttholes puckered up with that one, right? Oh my God. But when it comes to Clinton's and Biden's envelopes, because it looked like they had little envelopes slide out of their funeral proceedings, they didn't really seem to have that much of a knee-jerk reaction that the Bushes did. So maybe that was something else. Maybe that was messages between bad actors to each other. Not sure. Karen Pence got one as well. That's right. Yeah, Pence's wife, which is weird as well. So, All right. One last question. Bam. Hold on. Oh, crap. Freaking. God, these super chats go away before I click on them. Ben, thoughts on binaural beats and isochronic tones for meditation? I've used them before. Few years ago when I really started getting into meditation, and they distracted me and they were really boring, so I don't use them. I prefer the sounds of nature over binaural beats. But then again, if you're in the city or if they help you, then do it, do it. Experience, go try it, That is the best teacher. That's the best way to raise your consciousness, is through direct experience. If they help you, they help you. If they don't, they don't. Personally, they don't help me. I just like the sounds of life, and I can drown out stuff pretty easily too. So that's just me. And when I meditate, I'm quick with it. So 5-10 minutes of some sort of silent static meditation, and I'm good to go. And if it was like binaural beats, getting into that, I don't know, just kind of distracts me. So anyway. Totally, guys. I will definitely work to monitor the super chats thing better. If you remember when they deleted my channel and they reinstated my channel, they reinstated it with one strike, so I couldn't live stream for a long, long time. I hadn't been able to live stream on this channel too much, and you know who I am. I rant and I get distracted and get off on subjects, and I'm sorry with the super chats. Sorry if I missed it, but I appreciate you. Meditation is subservience to a false prophet. A bad idea. Yeah, that sounds shilly as heck. What false prophet? Like, God, the creator. You're literally just you're quieting your thoughts. You're not even having a thought when you're meditating. So how are you I don't know. That's a bad one. Literally every spiritual teacher ever, and not just spiritual teacher, but like every scientist ever told you to meditate. Wilhelm Reich told you to meditate. Bruce Lee told you to meditate. Nikola Tesla told you to meditate. Who hasn't told you to meditate? Well, apparently people who think it's subservience to the devil, but no, that's not logic. That's not logic. My rants are even educational. I love ranting. I really like ranting. Yes, Clyde, if you need glasses, you should totally get those nerd glasses I wear. Absolutely. The nerdier, the better. Chicks dig it. Have I dabbled into the perspective of Bashar? Hi, Heart. I will be completely honest. I've only ever watched one video of Bashar, and that one video of Bashar was about his views on marijuana. I watched it a long time ago, and it was actually a pretty good video. But other than that, I don't really get too much into Bashar. It doesn't pull me. I'm not saying one day it might pull me in a little closer, but I don't know. There's so much freaking research out there. There's so much stuff to dabble into, and there's only so much time in a day that you've got to go with what interests you, you know? As Joseph Campbell said, follow your bliss. So don't get too caught up with what doesn't interest you, like what doesn't float your boat, you know? What doesn't bake your cookie. Because then you can get caught up with information saturation. You know, people are like so obsessed with learning everything they freaking can that it overloads their brains. They start getting like, in my opinion, neurosis, like psychotic about it. But, you know, it's a good idea to have a broad understanding. So maybe dabble into, even if you're not quite as interested in it, but at least learn a little bit about it. So you can get an idea of what it's about. You know, that's kind of what I like to do. Even if I'm not super interested in it, I'll still look into it a little bit just to get an idea. And if it resonates a little more, I might go a little more into it. Or if it doesn't, I'm just like, okay, I get the idea, and then I move on to something that interests me. Lately, what's really been interesting to me is science, like physics, the real science of physics, like Walter Russell and Dewey B. Larson, the electric universe kind of stuff. So I really want to have like a good ability to talk about that stuff in light of mainstream science too, like undoing the fake news in mainstream science to, there you go, Psalm 1-2, be it good to meditate daily. There you go, you shill, right back at you. So anyway, yeah, I've been looking into a lot of that science stuff, and I read it with my nerd glasses on. Try Ormus. I use Ormus every day. What's my favorite detoxification? Brenda says. Stay tuned. It's going to be one of my next videos. Meditation can take many forms. Absolutely, Michael. In fact, if you can get into a state of being where your life becomes a meditation, which is, of course, extremely difficult because many of us have to live 9-to-5 wage slave jobs. John, thank you. Shower caddy. That's what I wanted to... it's the word that was trying to come to me earlier. So thanks, John. Appreciate it. When your life becomes a meditation, which is very difficult, of course, because we have, oh my God, how much shit going on in our daily lives, and traffic, and jobs, and just distractions, and fear propaganda be pumped out here and here and here and stupid stuff. So it's tough, but when, for instance, like exercise, I say exercise is meditation for me because when I am exercising, I'm like headphones in, as you can see, wired headphones. Don't use those freaking wireless ones and fry your brain, guys. Headphones in, tunnel vision. There's a little room at my gym as well that has a barbell. It's like a separate room you can close the door with. So I grab a Bluetooth speaker, go in there, close the door, and put those bumper plates on and just go to town. And that's like a meditation for me, right? So that's that. Or like I said, go to the soccer field. That's like a meditation for me. So there's a lot of forms you can come in. Now, that's why I like to differentiate. I like to say static meditation, or think of like exercise or running, or whatever sport you do, whatever activity you like to do, hiking even. Those, to me, I call them active meditations if you use it as that particular practice. So static meditation, I'm trying to do every day, trying to do that more. And when I do it, it's just like 5 to 10 minutes because that's all I really need. But active meditation, I also do that every day and switch up between the two. So whatever, again, we're all different beings. We all have different schedules, different lifestyles, require different. And that is something to think about in regards to anything like eating or meditation or exercise or supplementation or even researching stuff like your truth-seeking endeavors, We're all different. We all need different stuff and have different interests, and different stuff feeds us, I guess we could say. So just experience, right? Educate yourself, spend time reading articles on the internet and reading books. Absolutely. That's one way to raise your consciousness, but that's not the best way to raise your consciousness. To help you distill all that information that you're trying to shove into your brain, you got to go do the thing. You got to go experience. You got to go experiment. In this day and age, we live in a society that's just so obsessed with reading books and flipping pages and writing formula and all this stuff that we don't experiment anymore. We don't experience anymore. Then again, we also have so much fear porn that's chucked our way on a daily basis that also scares people away from experiencing many things. Like, for instance, I could say, go do psychedelic mushrooms. A lot of people out there, oh my God, the demons might infect my brain, or oh my God, what if I have a bad trip or bad experience, So it scares them. Or you could say, go to this ranch and go see some UFOs in the sky. Same thing. Oh my God, it's gonna be so scary. Oh my God, I don't want to go do that. Or they can, the ridicule factor is a very effective one. Oh, you crazy conspiracy theorist, you crazy druggie, whatever the case. So have the courage just to go experience more things in your life, and that will be the quickest way, the most effective way to raise your consciousness. Right there. Cool, guys. So that's all for this one. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me for a little while here. Appreciate you guys that have supported me. There is 666 likes on this video right now. So synchronicity, I don't get caught behind superstition. At any sort of, intention is all that matters. So 666 to one person is going to mean evil devil stuff. 666 to somebody else can be happy days. And it's all from the sentiment you proceed, right? So think of that when it comes to like synchronicities and superstitions. It's a very important thing to understand. So anyway, thank you guys. Appreciate it. I will, fireside chat. Thanks for the fireside chat. The lamp side chat, the organite side chat. Good night. Have a good evening. It's going to be a very fun week, I believe. We're waiting for some big testimony to happen on Thursday. That's Huber's. I'm sure we're going to learn more about a lot of stuff regarding Clinton this week. And geez, it's like every week we're getting a new UFO sighting or another weird thing happening in our skies. So again, this next week's going to be fun. Christmas is coming. Holidays, whatever you do. Maybe you don't do anything. Have a good December. Have a good next part of your life here. Anyway, take care, guys. Appreciate it all. Take care.